Some men never actually defend what they did. Instead, they defend the story about your reaction, and when you look through the silver lens, a quiet pattern begins to appear. You confront him about something he did. Maybe he lied. Maybe he crossed a boundary. Maybe he simply disrespected you. But instead of talking about what happened, something strange happens. The conversation slowly moves away from his behavior. Now the discussion is about your tone, your timing, your attitude, your reaction. Suddenly, the problem isn't what he did. The problem is how you responded to it. Observers notice something important here. Toxic men rarely argue the action itself. They argue the frame of the conversation. Because if the frame changes, the responsibility disappears. This behavior is not accidental. It's a quiet form of narrative control. If he can make your reaction look unreasonable, emotional, or dramatic, then he never has to examine his own behavior. This is why some men calmly deny, minimize, or redirect. Not because they forgot what happened, but because controlling the story protects their image. In his mind, the real threat isn't the mistake he made. The real threat is losing psychological authority in the relationship. And when that authority starts slipping, he becomes uncomfortable very quickly. Imagine this moment. You confront him about a lie. Instead of addressing the lie, he says, "Why are you coming at me like this?" Or, "You're always so dramatic." Or even, "You've been acting different lately." Notice what just happened. The conversation moved away from his behavior and onto your personality. Now you're defending yourself, explaining yourself, trying to prove you're reasonable, trying to prove you're not overreacting. And while you do that, the original issue quietly disappears. Through the silver lens, the pattern becomes clear. The goal was never resolution. The goal was control of the narrative. But something interesting happens the moment you stop explaining, when you stop arguing, when you stop defending yourself, when you simply observe the behavior. Something changes. The same man who once acted calm suddenly becomes uncomfortable, sometimes anxious, sometimes irritated, sometimes even angry, not because he lost the argument, but because he lost the control dynamic. And when that happens, many toxic men do something predictable. They become the victim of the story. Suddenly you're the one who changed. Suddenly you're the one who became cold. Suddenly you're the problem. Observers recognize this moment. It's not confusion. It's image protection. Here is the quiet truth many women miss. You didn't imagine the pattern. You didn't overreact. You simply stopped accepting disrespect without questioning it. And the moment you stopped participating in the story he created, the control dynamic collapsed. Through the silver lens, the pattern becomes obvious. He didn't want a partner. He wanted someone who accepted his version of reality. And the moment you stopped doing that, the truth finally became visible.